What's up, folks? My name is Trail, better known as Budget Bill, and today we have another stimulus update video for you. If this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. I would appreciate it. Now, I have been getting a lot of comments about why I haven't really covered any stimulus check updates for the people who are on SSI and SSDI and other types of fixed incomes. Well, to be honest, my fault. I take full responsibility. So in order to correct that issue, today we are going to cover a few things for you guys that are regarding EIDL as well as SSI and SSDI. So again, my apologies. I will do better going forward. When you know better, you do better, right? Now, before we get started, please be sure to smash that like button as it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, guys, and thanks for sticking around. So let's start off by discussing the EIDL, or Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Initially, this was only available to small businesses and private nonprofit organizations during the time when the pandemic was actually declared. But because of the CARES Act that was passed back in March, the EIDL is now available for small businesses with 500 employees or less. Now, the EIDL is a sticky situation because typically these are considered loans that have to be paid back. However, because of the CARES Act, they have now been offering up to $10,000 that are actually considered as grants. And these grants do not have to be paid back. Now, if you are approved for one of these, they are typically paying them within like 3 days of applying and being approved. The first time that they offered this back in March and April, the money immediately ran out. Since then, they have launched the applications again on June 15th, and it is still available to apply today. So, if you have a small business that is registered, you can qualify for a minimum of $1,000 that does not have to be paid back. Now, you can also apply for EIDL Advance, which offers a grant of $1,000 per employee and up to $10,000 total. And I repeat, these are in the forms of grants and do not have to be repaid back. I will include a link down in the description so you can check those out and apply. For those who qualify for the EIDL loan, you will have to pay those back. Typically, if approved, they will tell you that you qualify for a certain amount and it has to be paid back with a specific interest rate. And that loan amount can go up to $15,000 per business. Now, who exactly would qualify here? Well, they have extended the qualifications to include independent contractors, freelancers, sole proprietorships with or without employees, gig workers, small businesses with less than 500 employees, and agricultural businesses that were affected by the pandemic. And if you don't know what a gig worker is, those are people that have side hustles. You know what those are, right? Such as when you sell items on Amazon or eBay, or let's say you drive for Uber or Lyft, or you deliver groceries or food services to people. Those are the gig workers that are actually eligible for this. Now, you must have had your business as of January the 31st of 2020 this year to qualify for the EIDL grant. And these grants were extended and are available until December the 16th of 2020. However, this money could run out before then. So if you qualify, you should apply as soon as possible. Now, switching gears here, the next part is very important as it could cause you to leave $1,500 on the table, so you want to pay close attention. Now, I know we talked about it in the past about Americans on SSI and SSDI and what they needed to do to receive their big fat stimulus check. This was for individuals that do not file a 2018 or 2019 tax return because of their annual income. Typically, you were to use the non-filer tool on the IRS's website to fill out a form to provide additional information to the IRS. And then some other reports stated that the IRS already had your information, so you basically did not have to do anything in order to receive your big fat stimulus check. Well, a lot of people used the non-filer tool and provided information to the IRS, and a lot of people did nothing. And apparently that has led to over 12 million Americans that have not received their stimulus checks, or either they did not receive all of it that was actually due to them. These 12 million Americans included low-income people as well as those who aren't required to file a tax return. And some of them received their $1,200 for individuals, and they received $2,400 for married couples, but did not receive the additional $500 per dependent. Well, since then, the IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick has stated that they were dealing with unprecedented times and they tried really hard to get this right. But they had a few problems during the process and millions of Americans were affected by this. He stated that there was some initial confusion in the beginning as the stimulus checks were only available to or for people who receive Social Security or pension income to qualify. But once the final version of the CARES Act was released, you were not required to earn income, nor the filing of a tax return was required to receive a big fat stimulus check. So in other words, you could be leaving up to $1,500 on the table if you have 3 children as dependents. So that's why this is very important. Reddick wants people to know that there are people who are eligible for these stimulus payments who need to take action. And you need to take action as soon as possible. So listen to me carefully. For those of you who did not file a tax return for 2019 or 2018, you don't have to do anything. This applies to Americans receiving Social Security retirement, SSI or SSDI, railroad retirement benefits, as well as Veterans Affairs beneficiaries. Those eligible taxpayers will receive their payments automatically. Now, for those who did not file a 2019 or 2018 tax return because of low income and because you are not required to file a tax return, the IRS encourages you to register soon to get your stimulus payment. You must use the non-filer tool provided additional information so a stimulus payment can be sent to you. Now, this has to be done by the end of the year, but you must register by October the 15th. I would simply suggest you register today instead of waiting to do this later. Now keep in mind, this non-filer tool is only for those who do not have a tax filing obligation. Now, as I stated, you want to fill out the information as soon as possible. And the reason is that the IRS Commissioner stated that they will be issuing checks starting this summer. So you definitely want to get registered to get on the list to receive your stimulus check that belongs to you. If you believe that you qualify to receive a stimulus check, or you received a partial stimulus check in the past, or if you are on SSI or SSDI, or even receive SNAP or Medicaid, you should go ahead and fill out the non-filer tax form. And I would suggest you go a step further. Even if you filled out one in the past, go ahead and do it again, as they stated that they actually lost some of the information that was received online. So now the IRS is urging Americans that fit these descriptions to please register on the IRS's website as a non-filer. And I will put a link down below in the description so you can easily find it on their website. And then moving on to the unemployment benefits, or the unemployment federal boost, which is set to expire at the end of the month on July 31st. Well, so far they haven't said anything about extending it or letting it expire. However, last week the Senate proposed a new bill called the American Workforce Rescue Act. This new bill was presented by Chuck Schumer and Ron Wyden that would extend the $600 weekly unemployment benefits past its expiration date of July 31st. The specific bill doesn't have an expiration date, but instead it is determined by each state and their unemployment rate percentage. And what I mean by this is that each person will continue to receive the $600 weekly benefit as long as the unemployment rate for the specific state that they live in remains above 11%. Now, if the unemployment rate drops below 11%, the $600 benefit would decrease by $100 for every 1% drop in the unemployment rate for that state. So for example, if the unemployment rate in my great state of Texas is currently 11% in the month of June, then I would continue to receive the $600 benefit. But if the rate drops to 10% in July or August, then the $600 unemployment benefit would drop by $100 and I would only get $500 instead for the following months. This idea for the unemployment benefit would gradually phase out as each state continues to improve over time. Now, me personally, I really like this proposal as it removes the date for expiration regardless of how the country is doing overall. Different states are at different levels, so allowing unemployment benefit to stay active according to the state that you live in is definitely a great idea. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments section what you think. And please, please don't forget, if you receive SSI or SSDI, or if you received a partial big fat stimulus check in the past, you want to go register as a non-filer on the IRS's website right now. Go ahead and get it done, okay? And those are my stimulus news updates for today. If you enjoy these stimulus update news videos, definitely give this video a like, as it definitely helps out the growth of this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.